Hey guys, welcome to the Bear Podcast. I'm here with my very good friend Joe Coquinda, and then my new friend Jimi Schroeder.
Yeah.
Kind of funny story. We have the Life Church men's camp here for the 4th or 5th year in a row.
Yeah.
This camp is ridiculous, you guys. You see guys running around like logs, and everyone's got Kuyu gear on. They're shooting bows and guns, and it's just like the ultimate man camp. But I was walking by the parking lot and I saw your van out there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? And it kind of looked like, what's the alcohol?
I thought it was a Pendleton whiskey van.
Pendleton whiskey. And
Yeah.
and I was like, what's up with these guys? And I looked and I was like, oh, it's a seasoning. I was like, oh. And then my friend Corey DeYoung was there. And
Right.
Corey goes, oh man, that stuff's amazing. I got that at a hardware store down in
Pendleton.
Pendleton.
Yeah, Pendleton.
And then we see this guy sit up. We're like, well, that's awkward. Window comes down, and you were napping in there.
I was napping. Yeah, I was taking a nap in there.
And we just kind of struck up the conversation about this stuff. And he goes, like every good salesman, he goes, "Would you like some?" And I was like, "Well, of course, I like free things." And he like pulls out of this built-in compartment under his seat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how to test it. And I tried some, and I was like, oh, that's really good seasoning. I was like, I gotta get Joe out here. You guys started talking barbecues. Joe, you built Holy Smokes this last year, and Holy Smokes is one of our kind of branches of Bear Paw'd Ministries. What is it? Tell us about the Holy Smokes.
Well, Holy Smokes is basically catering and just a barbecue business or side business of Bear Paw.
And so what we do with it is like we've brought it to events like Men on Fire, Montana.
Mm-hmm.
We brought it to, we're bringing it to.
We're going to be going to the tent revival in Yakima here in about 15 days.
Yep.
We catered for Pursuit Men's down in Spokane about a month and a half ago.
Yep. And we've done Men on Fire where you cooked how many species?
Like 18 different species of elk, moose, pig, lamb, swan.
Yeah. By the way, thanks Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife for dropping off your poached animals here because the Beast Feast is pretty awesome.
Poacher's Potluck.
Poacher's Potluck. Well, we called it the Poacher's Potluck, and before that we called it the Beast Feast. My son thought we needed to rebrand to the Poacher's Potluck.
I like it. I like it.
So anyways, we ran into you, and then you guys got talking about smokers, and which then quickly evolved into the ministry that you're in of this Wallowa River Sand.
Yeah.
And then also Holy Smokes is actually a ministry of Bear Paw. We're going to go out, preach the gospel on the streets. We're going to be cooking all over the place. So I just wanted to get you guys in a room together and just let's talk barbecue. Like everyone, I used to be really big into like before the wood pellet stuff. Remember like the wood chip stuff? Those like small, I forget what they were called. Not the Camp Chef, but the bigger one.
Yeah.
And I thought like, man, I'm really figuring this stuff out. And these pellet smokers came out. Everyone under their brother could cook a perfect brisket.
Right.
I just kind of I threw my hands up and I was like, that's cheating. That's like the
It's the Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, that's the Easy Bake Oven.
Easy Bake Oven, yeah.
But tell us about Holy Smokes.
Well, Holy Smokes is a 26-foot long, 1,000-gallon offset smoker that we dreamed up over this last summer. And between myself and 5 other guys, we tore it apart and rebuilt it back better. And now it's this massive smoker that we can now cook and smoke many different meats and stuff on it and use it as a ministry to preach the gospel.
How many people do you think you could cook for on that thing? Because it's so big.
Well, I mean, as for amount of people, but I could probably cook 40 briskets on it.
40 briskets. Man, we would need a loan to get that, wouldn't we?
Yes, we would. I mean,
That's a ton
the
of
price
meat.
of beef is kind of cheap or expensive right now. So, but probably hundreds of people at a time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, while you're listening to this, guys, if you've ever had any of Joe's smoked meat, will you guys just drop your favorite, whether it was like the tri-tip or the brisket or one of the however many species of meat. Will you just put that down here in the comments?
Right.
But Jim, what did you think of his smoker? You guys were talking stuff, and I was like, you guys need to get in the room together.
I just, when he said, talked about this 1,000-gallon propane tank, I've seen a lot of them.
Well, you thought North Idaho, you were like, I don't know. These guys got all their teeth. This could be pretty cool.
That was my first thought.
Come
but I
on.
wasn't going to say that. But no, I got over there, and the thing that I've seen is they're half painted. There's a lot of rust on them. I've just seen everything half done.
Yeah.
And when I walked over there, and here's this big black barbecue, and I mean your welds were like perfect. The doors all work perfect, and it's like, okay, these guys are serious. They're serious about their craft here, and so I knew it was the real deal. I mean, that was the first thing that got me. You had your name on the side and everything, really professionally done, and it takes the heat. Wasn't boiled off there.
We actually got it Cerakoted.
Was that what you did?
Yeah, so it's supposed to take up to 1,000 gallons, which we might have burnt that off in a couple spots, but
No, it looked, like I said, I was so impressed, and so I just kept going around it, looking at the whole thing, and so I think that's going to be probably one of your attractions. And really, when you're in ministry, that's kind of what you need. You need an attraction.
yeah.
And so I think as people come up there, they're going to be just eyeballing. Because I was the perfect person to walk up to it and go, wow. And you saw me just walking around it.
Yeah.
So no, it was done right. That's what I noticed. You guys did everything right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of always Joe's dream and goal to get one of these, and like as a leader, I feel like my job is to equip people for ministry.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe's really, really good in the kitchen. His mom's amazing in the. Is the kitchen still a bakery? Whatever, she bakes.
She
bakes.
our in-house baker.
And not like a little bit. She like bakes
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like
Really?
she'll show up randomly with, oh, here's 400 cookies for the camp. I was like, oh,
Really,
felt like that's what you needed to do this morning, huh?
Yeah.
And we like perfect for our camp,
he
right?
comes by it honestly then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she does all of our baking for the camps and everything. So
Wow. Cool.
anytime we need a dessert, she makes all those desserts.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
And then, so Joe's kind of wanted to do this. We went out and found this one, and it started off, and it was this old man's vision, and he was having a heart problem and couldn't finish it. But we got it, and I'm like, oh, it's almost done. No, Joe tore this whole thing apart, cut the end off, and put a big firebox on it.
Right.
And yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but it's been crazy to see how, like I used to drive like a lot of exotic cars and sell exotic cars.
Right.
No, you pull up with a smoker somewhere, and everyone just walks up and they want to know the story.
It's a magnet to people.
Exactly.
It's a magnet to people.
turns heads.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I loved is you let me run with it. I remember a few times you're like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that? And I was like, yes, let me do it. And you're like, all right, it's your baby.
Yeah.
And you let me run with it. So
Great vision.
thank you very
Great
much
vision.
for letting my vision come out.
Yeah.
My
A couple times I
needed a
really
little
had to bite
prodding
my.
from you.
A couple times I really needed to bite my fingernails off. I was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna work. It's
Yeah.
gonna work. And so far it's working.
It's working really well. So.
Yeah, it's going to be very attractive. Like I said, a lot of times you see and you hear these things, and it's a half-baked deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I see about this particular project. There's nothing half-baked about this. People come up and they go, oh, wow, these guys are in ministry? No, they're professionals. Not only on ministry, they're professionals, and you can tell by the product. And that's what's going to happen. People are going to come up to that thing, and they're going to walk around, and there's your attraction right there.
Mhm.
That's your attraction. It's up there with the best. It really is.
Good job, Joe.
Yeah,
you.
nice job.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the best, let's talk about your product.
Well, it's an interesting story. Years ago, 28 years ago, when my kids were young, we would go down to the Wallowa River in Wallowa County over in Oregon, and we would go steelhead fishing. And long story short, I came up with a combination that was something we wanted to do on burgers and fish and different things we did in the camp. And one year, and it was just a little kern jar. It wasn't much at all. And so one year, buddies of mine said, "Hey, let's do a cooking competition." And so I started doing cooking competitions. One thing led to another, and I started winning with this little thing and this little combination of spices. And so when I'm cooking, this guy next to me, my buddy, we cook together all the time. He goes, "Hey, Schroeder, take that to the next level."
Come
I
on.
said, "What's on?" He says, "Put it in your smoker." So I go home and I grab my little bunch of spices, put it on a
You
cookie
put the
sheet.
spices in the smoker.
Put the spices in the smoker and roasted them.
Okay.
Yeah, put them on a cookie sheet. So I throw them in the smoker and I pull them out. I put it in a bottle. I go back to the Wallowa River the next year with my kids to go steelhead fishing. I'm like a crack dealer in the campground. yeah, I'm not kidding. People are coming, hey, Jimmy, just a little more. And so I'm like running out of my stuff. And so anyway, we kind of got going on it. Didn't have a label or anything, didn't bottle or anything like that. But I knew something was happening there because, I mean, I had just a little success in this campground. And then my wife comes to me and says, hey, you really spent quite a bit of money on giveaways this year, so maybe we should do something with it. So at that point, I'm standing in the river that same year, and I'm drifting, and I snap off, and I look down, and I'm standing on a little sandbar, and my kids had kept bumping me. They kept saying, hey, Dad, you got to come up with a name for this stuff. You got to come up with a name for it. Mm-hmm. I'm standing on this sandbar about waist deep, and I'm going, that's what my stuff looks like. It looks just like that. So I run back to camp, get back to camp, and I say to my kids, I said, I know what we're going to call it. It's going to be called Wallowa River Sand. And I'm like so excited. And they go, oh, geez, Dad.
That's it?
That's never going to work. You know, and we're in, between 60 and 80 stores right now in the Northwest. And so we ship all over the United States, Texas, Florida, Delaware, North Dakota. So, I mean, we're everywhere shipping. I wouldn't say we're a giant business, but we've got enough success that we've been blessed.
Yeah.
And so that's where, when I say that word, that's my segue into what we really do. And, it's like I was telling you over at your house, it's a cover.
Yeah.
It's a cover. I share that with people all the time. Well, what do you mean it's a cover? And I say, well, Wallowa River Sand has just become a ministry. And so it's a way for me to start a conversation and then say, well, a lot of times they say things like I said to you guys, wow, you've been so successful. Bear Paw, Holy Smoke is so successful. And that's where the credit has to go someplace else. And that's when you get the segue to say, well, let me tell you who really did this. Yeah. That's when you get to say, yeah, I was gifted with a gift, but it wasn't from me. And then you get to share the gospel. And so that's where Wallowa River Sand's gone. It's turned into a gospel thing. But I always start out businessy, because not everybody wants to talk about the gospel, but they do like good food.
Come on.
And so
every conversation's in the kitchen.
Yeah, every conversation in the kitchen. And if you're gonna take and share the gospel with somebody, you might as well feed them first. Yeah. And so we've been blessed with this little combination of spices. And we do catering gigs, all kinds of different events with this. And every single time somebody says, how did you start this? You must be a genius. And it's like, no, I gotta give credit where credit's due.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's a God thing.
Come on.
And I know you guys understand that because you guys have been blessed too.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where that kindred spirit hit the other day when we got to talk. It was like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
He understands what I'm saying. He understands what I want to do with business. Yeah. It's much bigger than business.
Yeah. I love what you said. How do you say it? It's time to bring it to the next level.
Yeah.
I feel like often in our walk with Christ, people would just keep it in the baggies, keep it in the camp. Mm-hmm. But we need to bring the gospel to the next level. We need to bring it in our life, everything we got, to the next level.
Amen.
What would you tell to the young entrepreneur that's been dabbling in a hobby that they should probably turn into a business and that they should bring it to the next level?
Well, it's interesting you ask that because I get that question all the time. And what happens is when I get that, Jason, I feel the Holy Spirit drawing me to this person. Mm-hmm. And I'm able to say to that person, you like doing that, don't you? That's not just you. There's something that was gifted within you, and you need to follow that passion. And it's not the first time. I mean, I'm not kidding. Young guys come to me all the time, and they say, man, I went to school, and I got this degree, and I got this degree, and I've really been successful in that, but I want to do X, Y, Z. It might be coaching. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. It's like, that's where my real passion is, and it's like, I can just come to them and say, that's not a by chance thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a by chance thing that you're feeling this passion. I'm so happy when I do this. Maybe it's working with kids. Maybe it's whatever. But I got this degree and I spent $60,000 or whatever on this degree and everything. And
my mom always said, degrees. The thermometer just got degrees.
Right.
And do you know where you stick that?
Yeah. Good point. Good point. Yeah. But you
Because
know,
that's exactly
yeah.
what Joe's going through with Holy Smokes. Is this has been a hobby of his,
Mm-hmm.
right? We had our little 250-gallon Miss Piggy here at camp
Yeah.
for the last 3 years,
Yeah.
And we still use Miss Piggy.
and Miss Piggy gets used a lot. And then we got Holy Smokes, and for our bigger events here, we're using that. But you're really bringing this to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think, for me, like I used to love serving at camp. I loved volunteering at summer camps for like the local church. I didn't care if it was security, if I was the games guy, whatever. But I started pressing into it, and 1 week turned into a couple weeks, turned into I was looking forward to it for the next year. Like everything I had was going towards summer camps, and then you heard the story of us getting to camp. So
Yeah.
I would just say keep pressing in and run after the
Yeah.
ministry God set before you. He's blessed you in that area. Move your feet. You can't outgive God, but it's fun to try.
Absolutely.
I think so often we feel like we need to be suffering in something, and for the longest time I had this vision of what ministry would be for me, and it was like I don't really want to be in ministry because I'm pretty sure he's going to put me in a country that I don't want to be in, and I don't know much about the culture, and I would be very fearful. And it's like, no, I just asked you to cook for people and love on them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be more than that, Lord, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah.
no, that's what I gifted you with.
We always complicate stuff,
I
don't
know,
we?
Yes.
isn't it true?
We're a bunch of knuckleheads all the time.
Jeez, we do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Anything else we should chat about?
I think you kind of hit the whole thing on the head there. It's just, I think so often people need to know just what we're talking about.
Yeah.
If it's in your heart, it's not by chance usually it got there.
Yeah.
I think God puts things in our heart all the time, and we push it down. And we go, no, that couldn't be God.
Yeah.
I really think people need to take more time and go, maybe He wants me to do this.
That's so true.
You know?
My old pastor used to be a NASCAR driver, and wrapped the church's logo around the outside, and a lot of people were really critical to him about that because it was like, oh, you just want to race cars and want to make some Christianese with it. I came to that church because of that race car,
Right.
and that brought me into the youth camp world, which then brought me into this camp world, which then 24 years later I'm still in the church because of that stupid race car. That racing cars isn't a ministry, right? It was to the redneck kid, right? That
Yeah.
it's like, what's up with that guy? He's doing pretty good. A church, huh?
We
Right.
hesitate.
Yeah,
We hesitate, and I'm going to be honest with you. I really feel like that hesitation comes from the enemy.
100%.
I think it comes from the enemy, and so often we have a dream, we have a passion within us, and we say to ourselves, "Oh, that couldn't be God," or we get an outside person that says, "You must have to suffer a little more."
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not sure that God works that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't work that way for me.
Yeah, he's a good dad. He gives good gifts.
Yeah, and I just
Yes,
think
he
we
does.
need to listen up a little more. And that's where the fear comes in so often, Jason, is we get fearful to follow our dream. We
Yeah.
get fearful because
Ooh.
where would I get financing? And it comes together. I literally started this on a shoestring, and God just opened it wide open. And like I said, we're in about 80 stores now, and we ship nationwide. But again, when I really start having fun with it,
Yeah.
is when somebody comes to me and says, "Tell me more."
Yeah.
And that's when we fed them, and then we feed them.
Come on, you
You know,
fed him and then you feed him.
You
And
fed
speaking
'em
of
and then you feed
feeding,
'em.
I took a bottle of this seasoning home last night.
Good. I'm glad you
and,
did.
Put it on a couple of ribeyes, and I got to tell you, that is amazing seasoning.
Good.
And so
I'm glad you guys
I think
enjoyed
it's
it.
going to work well with using on some of Holy Smokes' recipes, and I think it's going to be. I think I'm going to enjoy using it.
And I
So,
think you donated a case to the camp, right?
yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to donate even more than that.
Oh, wow.
Once I found out you guys have a ministry here, that just makes it easy for our ministry to feed yours.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we're gonna make sure that you guys have product on hand as much as you need, as much as you want.
Okay.
But we want to have it available to you guys, and we want to make it really, really reasonable to you guys, so you can take and
Come on.
feed those people.
I love
And
that.
do you have other blends, or is this just the one?
No, we just have the one blend right now. We've got some other ideas for sort of some other blends that we want to do. But what we did is we did 5 different bottles or 5 different vessels, and what happened is there was just a point where we needed to help the public be able to afford it. And so we went to the shakers, and so we've got glass bottles that are more expensive. We've got shakers that are, really inexpensive,
And
and
the
then we've got
refill
a
sacks.
refill bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just like how God works, right, Joe? You're doing this ministry, going out doing, feeding people all over the place. Like the amount that we charge, like when we're at camp, it's, we're lucky to break even. What are the two biggest things when you're smoking meat, other than the meat?
You're smoking wood,
You're smoking wood
and your seasoning.
and your seasoning, and we just got a whole bunch of seasoning donated.
Yeah.
And then we have friends in Wenatchee and also in this camp who just stepped up.
Yes, in Walla Walla, who I actually just found out I've known for years.
And both of them said, "You guys, we believe in what you're doing. We're going to resource you."
So where are you guys going in July?
July, we're going to be at the Yakima, at the Breakthrough Church Tent Revival at the Yakima Fairgrounds. What are the dates for that?
It's July 10th, 11th, and 12th, and we'll be there serving food, or basically meals throughout the afternoon. We'll have pulled pork. We're going to do pork ribs, smoked burgers, and
I'm trying to talk him into brisket, but he doesn't want to be up all night. So
Well,
That does take some time. It does take some time.
Brisket's an all-nighter, and also it ain't cheap.
yeah,
So
come on, revival ain't cheap, but my God ain't broke.
come on now.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So it'll be the revival in the desert at the Yakima County Fairgrounds.
Come on,
Nice.
we're going to be down there. Our whole ministry team, a lot of our friends will be down there.
And
Well-
Jimmy has also
Yeah, I'm
also
hoping
put it
to
on
be
his
there too,
schedule
because
to be
that's
there as well.
I put it in my calendar, so I'm hoping to be there with you. Yeah.
All right,
It'll be fun.
Jimmy, I got one closing question for you.
Yeah.
If them disciples threw their net on the other side of the boat,
Mm-hmm.
right? They caught all the fish. Would they have used this?
Oh, without a doubt. If yeah, because where Jesus was when they walked up, and it was like, hey guys, not only do I want you to do that, but when you come in, we're going to use this product. We're going to use the flour.
He's gonna just shameless plug it.
It's all his anyway. I mean, I can't take a claim for any of it, so it's his anyway. So I mean, I might say it's mine now, but it really, I know where it all came from, and I think you guys know where your gifts all came from too.
100%. Well, Jimmy, we just thank you so much for believing in what we're doing here and just partnering with us, kind of sponsoring on camp. I mean, that little box, might not have been a big thing to you, but it's a big deal to us. And just excited to see where the barbecue ministry. I mean, if there's nothing else from the Lord, like manna from heaven, barbecue from the pit boss. Come on,
There you go.
What a way to feed someone's belly, but also feed their soul.
come on.
Yeah.
Amen. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning into a Bear podcast. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.